Welcome back, everybody. All right, Litany. The time has come. What would you like to do with your turn?
Cool. So my paradigm and the whole way that my magic works is not about tactics at all.
Yeah,
It's
for real.
about being the most powerful. So I'm going to make myself the most powerful.
Okay, so you want to try and improve your strength?
Yeah.
Okay, so to do that, it's a life effect.
hmm
What does it look like? I guess is the question. How does that work for your paradigm? How do you make yourself stronger?
Um, it's got me pinned, right?
Yes, it has you like in a hug, basically, with your. I guess your back is to it actually, because it would have grabbed you and spun you around. So yeah, you've got your back to it, and it's squeezing on you.
I'm going to bite my own tongue really hard
Okay.
so it bleeds
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I'm that's like the main like it's like a pain thing and a blood thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna bite my own tongue really hard, and then I'm gonna spit the blood out on the ground and scream really loud.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So it's a coincidental effect then, because it's not like you're growing new muscles or anything. So it's going to be to modify yourself with life. I think it's actually only life two.
I'm just gonna
So
rage the fuck out.
it's a difficulty five. Difficulty five roll.
Okay.
Um, and if you spend a willpower, it's an auto success, and every success that you get will give you an additional die of strength, and that will last base duration without assigning successes to it is one turn, so your next turn. But you can decide
Okay.
that after you roll. Just decide if you want to
Um,
spend willpower or not.
I'm gonna spend one willpower on it,
Okay.
and you said the difficulty is four,
Difficulty is five.
five. Okay, so I'm just rolling Arte and adding one willpower to it.
Yeah, just you have one success automatically, and then you'll.
Great. So three.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to increase the amount of time that it lasts, or do you just want to take it for like one turn and have an extra dot? Because it's three dots for one turn, or two dots for the rest of the scene.
Um, so sorry, I can add two more dots for the rest of the scene.
Or you can have three dots for your next turn. Yeah.
Yo, if you take those three dots, you only need one turn.
Oh, bam, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
actually, you know
thinking,
what? It doesn't make any difference because you got two tens. The difficulty would have been one more because it's life three. It's not two. Three is for boosting your stats. Two doesn't have the fine control that's required, but it doesn't make any difference because you have the same amount of successes.
cool. Um, and I have life three. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
totally.
yeah. I think maybe I'll just boost it up to by two more.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what the difference is between four and five. I mean, I guess it's that I
Five is literally as strong as any human being is capable of being. Any mundane human being can never have more than five strength. You would be as strong as the strongest person on Earth with five dots.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, for one action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only for one action. What if I fuck my action up? Actually, never mind. That's totally what I do because fuck it.
Okay. All right.
It's more
Cool.
important to be more
So
powerful.
for in a turn, because this is what you're doing, but in a turn for three
My intelligence
seconds.
is low. I'm just raging the fuck
Yeah,
out.
in a turn for 3 seconds, Litany is the strongest person on Earth, human person on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
Kaguya.
it's not the smartest choice, but it's definitely the most in character choice.
Kaguya, what are you gonna
Um,
do?
so Victoria enchanted the baton.
Yes, the magical baton.
Yeah, I want to channel all this energy that I stole from the robot into the baton and just
Nice.
like
You're gonna use
force
prime. You want
that.
to prime enchanted?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not changing its properties. I'm just making it like the most baton that it can be.
Right.
Like
It's a platonic.
reinforcing.
It's the platonic ideal of a snap baton.
Well, yeah, because like I can't change the pattern, so all I
Yeah.
can do is imbue the pattern with more
Yeah, it becomes more real than it was
Yeah.
before. That's so awesome.
So yeah, I want to do that,
Okay, all right.
which is a prime 2 effect.
It is indeed. Do you have a page reference just for how that affects the? It just deals like a different kind of damage or something, right?
Yeah, let me see what this actually does.
Yeah, game wise, how do you imbue it with?
Yeah.
It's not energizing organisms, it's energizing items. Consecrating and energizing items. Prime 2 can energize the reality of an object so that it can inflict or soak aggravated damage.
Inflicting
Yes,
aggravated. Jesus
on
Christ.
aggravated damage.
It's a soul killing baton.
Yeah.
You could literally use this baton to kill God. It would just take a while. Let's see how it goes.
And so, yeah, I tried like wringing the thing out to hurt it, but now I like refold this so that it's kind of like shaped like the baton or something. Like I origami it into being the baton.
Right. So it's the stand-in the same like platonic like thing where it's like it's an imperfect version of this now more perfect baton.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And so a rank 2 effect is difficulty 5.
It's vulgar without witnesses, so its difficulty is 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 on 2 dice. It's bound to work. Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
All right. So for one action, for one strike, you have this like Vorpal baton, I guess.
Yeah, because then like, what did Victoria do to it?
She made it more accurate. She made it a more like she enchanted it. If you asked her in her paradigm, yeah, she used a simple enchantment to make it strike true. Though she would probably phrase it, she was using magic to make up for Iori's obvious inability to use a baton.
Okay, well, I'm making up for Yori's obvious inability to hit hard.
Yes.
So it's like buffed in
Wow,
both.
guys.
Well, because it reduces like soak. You can't soak aggravated damage the same way, right? Like aggravated
You
damage.
can't soak it.
Yeah, I think
Unless
you
you're-
just deal damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, like, yeah, I can't think of anything that can soak aggravated damage except maybe like werewolves and shit.
Yeah, and even then,
with the right kind of werewolf can soak.
yeah,
it.
a werewolf built
Very
for
hard.
it. Okay, all right. So, Iori, you have buffs. You have mega buffs for your weapon. Your +1 Mastercraft baton. What would you like to do?
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Don't need the same. I mean, I'm gonna attack it.
Okay.
Right. I'm just deciding how I will. I mean, there's a moment of holding it out like this, like in front of me, as it like glows with power.
Oh, don't
And then
forget
you do the like holding it straight up pose.
Kaguya. Don't forget you take your
Yeah, I'm at 4 paradox now.
The thing is like those poses, like a lot of the things that I imagine Iori would do, people would think are cheesy, but it's part of the trope, right? Like when you have a magic weapon, you have to hold it aloft before dealing the killing blow.
Yeah.
In the same way that if you jump off a building, you have to do the 3-point superhero landing. Like it's just those are things it's the way these things are done.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, so you wanna take a swing at this thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What special attack is it? I mean,
And then, of course, with all that, because it's a role-playing game, you're just not going to get any successes. So.
Yeah, he's gonna whiff.
You're going to botch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the baton
it's not off
explodes,
your
kills
head.
you.
Hit litany with it.
Somehow
7
you like
dice.
throw it down the hallway past.
No,
hit
you
Victoria with
take a
it.
swing, you hit really hard, but it bounces off the shoulder of the thing, flies back behind you, and cracks the dome open.
Oh god.
Perfect. Well, now that we've discussed all the things that could happen, seems a great time.
And that's when we realized that our real opponent was the entropy mage in the next room.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
Okay.
you have how many dice do you have, Yuri? You've got you're doing dex and melee, so it's a good pool for you.
Yep, it's 7 dice.
Okay,
Difficulty 6 down to 5.
difficulty is
because it's-
5. Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
let's not botch.
F the robot up.
There you go.
It's
Okay.
not.
2 attack.
Excellent. Okay. So you deal
Yeah, 4 successes, but 2 ones.
2 ones. Yeah. So
Goddamn.
you take you hold the baton aloft and swing it down at the thing, and it verily like sings as it flies through the air, humming with power, and yeah, crashes into the thing. And you deal what do we say the baton's damage was? It was strength +2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then plus the successes, I guess. I get.
And what was the +1 from Victoria? Where did that come in?
That made it easier to hit.
Okay, so I do
Lower the difficulty of Dave's roll.
Oh, to 5.
Yeah.
2 strength +1 +2 for the successes. Damage dice.
Correct.
Okay.
And you're doing aggravated damage, which the robot can't
It
soak.
can't soak. So sorry, what was that? What was the total? I gotta just mark off the boxes here.
Well, it's. Oh yeah, it can't soak it, so I don't
Can't
need to
soak.
even roll. It's 5 aggravated damage.
Oh no, you still have to roll the number of dice, and then all your successes are straight up health levels of damage.
Okay, and does it being enchanted reduce the difficulty
Yes.
on the
yes,
damage
yes,
roll?
yeah,
So it goes down to 5.
yeah. Difficulty 5 to cause damage too.
Come on, do some damage. If I don't do damage, I'm pissed. 1.
Nice, 1 health level. Okay,
Oh, God.
1 unsoakable health level of aggravated damage, which goes at the beginning and pushes all the other levels ahead.
Dear Dave, please make use of the willpower mechanics.
Can you use willpower, not spells?
You can use it on any action you're actively taking. You can't use it on damage. You can't use it on damage rolls though. Just to hit.
That's why I'm in a sassy way letting you know.
Yeah. So you swing down and and smash into it. And you break another like piece of the paneling, rupture something inside, more steam spraying out of it. It's injured and it's pretty close to being destroyed. Victoria is gonna go. She's going to try. She's gonna try some magic missile again because now it's got. Now she's got an opening, so she's gonna roll. And I'll spend another quintessence for her. So we see her for a second. She's like holding her wand. She's like, "All right, come on, you fucking thing," and like points the wand again, shouts the magic word, and the difficulty is 5, I think. Yeah, difficulty is. Oh no, the difficulty is 6. So let's see. Okay, so three successes. So she deals. The spell goes off. She deals 6 levels of damage to it that it has to soak.
6.
So so again, she points her wand, shouts the word. The wand flashes bright white. There's a like ring of runes that appear around the wand, and then there's like a sudden gout of air, kind of like rushing around, and lightning bolt like leaps from the end of her wand and strikes the thing.
You gotta like hit it and then do it again. You gotta reboot your wand.
It's good that I'm held in its arms right now. It's good
Yeah.
for me.
Well, it's not. It's remember though. Like her paradigm is based on medieval understanding of shit, and electrical conductivity is not a thing. Like she could conjure lightning that wouldn't conduce through metal because that's not how the Order of Hermes paradigm thinks of as lightning. It's like
Thank goodness.
white heaven fire or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's got to soak 6 levels of damage, lethal.
Yeah, don't worry, Hillary. It's not gonna be very powerful because most of her magical energy actually goes into making all the lights and
Yeah,
runes.
most of it's lost through kinetic energy.
I have to spend 2 successes for the light show. So
Yeah, just to make it look like wizard shit.
yeah. All right. So it's soaking with 4 dice, and a difficulty of 6. She takes another paradox, and it soaks nothing.
Have I had to take paradox for anything?
No, yours was coincidental.
Great.
So it takes the full 6 health levels of damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And let me Victoria's trying really hard to kill steal you, Yuri.
We know.
Okay, cool. So, good. Enjoy your paradox. Okay. Cool. So she fires. There's like a crack of thunder. This like bolt of like white hot flame that like erupts from her wand, hits the thing. You feel it like slump down like hard onto you. Litany. It's not like totally limp, like it's not dead, but it like stumbles onto you, and now you're kind of holding it up. But it's still trying to like crush you. And there's this sudden smell of ozone and of like the metal on its back being rent, and we like pan around and it's got this big tear in the back, and there's like fluid gushing out of its wound in its back panel. This like weird bluish gunk is like spewing out of it. It's gonna try and squeeze you, and then you could try to reverse the hold if you want. So for the squeezing. Let's see. It just rolls its strength as a damaging attack, I think. Let me see.
Do I get to like do I get to withstand its?
You soak. That's what soak's for.
Okay.
What's your stamina?
3.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. It's better than most people's. So once you have someone in a grapple, it deals. Let's see. Grappling attack, steel bashing. Yeah, I just roll strength to damage. It doesn't have to try to hit you anymore. So I will just roll its strength. Okay, you're looking at 2 levels of bashing damage.
So what do I have to do for that?
So all you have to do is click your make a pool that's just your stamina. And roll it, and then every success you get will reduce you need 2 basically to not take any health levels of damage.
And what? And the difficulty just stays at 6.
Yeah, 6. There you go, super soaker. All right, so it bears down on you and it's just like trying to crush you, but your new burly muscles protect you, and it doesn't like you can feel it trying to crush you, but you're like super fucking strong now.
Yeah, no, I just laugh maniacally with blood dripping out of my mouth.
Oh my god! Okay, we get
spit bubble, like red spit bubbles and blood dripping out of my mouth. I'm just cackling.
Awesome. Remind me never to get in Litany's way. Okay, so you want to try and reverse the hold on the thing?
I want to wreck his shit.
Hells yeah. Okay. So, you need to make a strength plus brawl roll. Resisted. Oh, no, sorry. That's reversing. Yeah, reversing the hold by doing the same thing and scoring 2 more successes than your opponent has scored. If you only tie, then you just break the hold. But you want to get 2 more successes, and then you can deal your strength to him instead. So you like flip him around and squeeze him.
So should I temporarily bump my strength up to 5 so I can use a pool?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, bump your strength up for now.
You can always just do like a flat roll in the top right as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to use the pools.
All right. Well, whatever. I'll just bump it up and change it back after. So it's strength and brawl?
Yeah, strength plus brawl, and then I roll the same. And it's got a bunch of damage now, so.
And what's the difficulty on mine?
Difficulty is 6.
Okay.
All right. I got 2. Okay, so you break free, but you only got 1 success more than I did, so you don't get to reverse the hold. So you like smash your way free. The thing staggers back, and then your strength fades.
Oh man, I should spend a willpower on this. Fuck, I keep forgetting that it exists. Damn it.
Kaguya?
I would have.
Kaguya, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I'm all tapped out.
Okay.
Like, look on in horror? Is that an option?
Yes, always looking on in horror is an option.
I'm gonna go through the building and try to find the off switch. I'm gonna like look around.
I'm gonna write a note right now that says willpower in giant letters and sticking it to my monitor.
Willpower in this game is often like the fresh die in Torchbearer. You forget and you're like, no, why? I could have succeeded. Okay.
Ugh, yeah. I remembered on those other rolls, but not on this one.
Okay, Iori, well, Kaguya goes running looking for an off switch. What do you want to do? Your magic baton is no longer magicked.
Well, it's still magic. It's just not super magic. Right?
No, it was one turn. Both the swinging
Oh.
and the smashing. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it again.
Yeah. Just take a swing at it. Okay, do it.
Yeah. I'll spend a willpower this time because I can.
Yes, you can.
If only I had remembered that last time. I'm pissed at myself.
Yeah, the blood fury makes you forget how to play a game.
And it's still difficulty 6 now.
Yes, yeah, back up to difficulty 6. Bonk. Hey, you hit it. Okay, so you got 3 successes. So roll 6 dice.
Okay. Difficulty 6. Give me some success. 3.
There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna soak with 4.
No successes.
And I got 2. Okay, so you deal it 1 damage, which thankfully is enough to discorporate the thing.
Yes.
You did it. You did it. So, what happens? Yeah, so Litany breaks free of the thing. One of its arms like twists sideways and kind of like falls limp, and it leaves its chest open. You can see partway through it, there's like the blast that Victoria delivered. You can see inside some like fragile looking piece of clockwork, and you jam your baton into it, and the gears grind against it. And when you wrench the baton out, the animating force, whatever it was that was keeping it alive, seems to have been spent, and it tumbles forward into a pile of useless, moldering garbage on the floor. Bits of gear and shit go everywhere. And
I turn to everyone and I just have like the biggest shit-eating grin, just like ridiculous, just like yes.
And I like run back into the room.
covered in slime.
Yeah, I spin the baton.
Right. Yeah, and I think
Do you do like an actual like baton twirl like in the air and catch it?
yeah,
It's
That would be amazing.
around 3 times clockwise and then back on the back sheath, even though it doesn't go there.
yeah. You just put it there, and then when no one's looking, you just collapse it normally.
Stick it in your pocket.
Yeah. So Victoria walks over, prods the thing with the toe of her high heel, and she looks at the rest of you, and she's Litany with like blood all over her face. She's like, well, it's a good thing I had Litany tell me where you were.
Thank you for your help. Yes.
And I like look up at her and I like just, and I'm still like adrenaline rush, like, and I look up at her and I like shake my head and like walk past her to get my shit and like pick my knife up from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I like spit out some more blood. And yeah, go like grab my knife and like wipe it off on my pants and stick it back in the knife roll it up, put it back in my bag.
Yeah, she's crouched down. She's like squatting next to the pile and kind of poking at it with her wand. She looks over at you, Kaguya, and she's like, any idea what this thing is?
Something Robert made once on a day. Maybe it was kept here to protect the place.
She shakes her head, just like more clockwork nonsense. She stands up. Well, before the thing tried to kill you, did you find anything useful down here?
Well, there's not much left down here. They didn't leave in a hurry. They took everything with them. Every machine has been stripped down. Every project moved to another place. But there will be echoes and signs here if we take the time to look for them.
I agree. We should shut the whole place down, keep everyone away from it for a week or so. I can go home and get some material. It'll take me a while, but I can suss out the place. I have rituals.
Yes, well, you see, I am already in the process of drawing out the secrets of the place. That's why I came down here.
She kind of like she like rolls her eyes just like the slightest little bit, and she's like it's like I'm sure you think you're getting a feel for the vibes of the place, but this might not be the only danger, and I don't want you bungling into something and causing more damage. We need to do a full
I
rundown.
won't be shooting balls of fire at anything that I encounter, so you can. And I like take a breath and like pick up my shirt and just like look kind of sadly at it. And I'm wearing like I have like a leotard kind of thing on under it, and like still wearing my jeans.
She says
My phone
to
is
you.
like tucked into the. Like it's not in a pocket; it's actually just in my shirt.
Yeah, she says to you. She's got like one hand. She stands up. She's got one hand on her hip and the other holding her wand. She's like, "Look, if we run into some kind of magical guardian that we need to origami to death, I'll let you know. But maybe you should leave this to the professionals."
And then I like tilt my head,
Yeah.
and then I like shake out my shirt, and all of this like crazy like energy gas just like comes out of it. And then I just shrug, fold it back up.
And I've like wandered back over, and I'm like, the professionals, and who would that be?
It's like she kind of like looks at you like, yeah, me and you, right? Like gives this affirming like, okay, you're weird and your face is covered in blood, but like we get shit done.
I've like smeared at this, and then she can see that like also my hand is like there's just blood all down my arms and shit too.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. Blood and spit. Nice. Yeah, and I'm like, this place is cool. Like walk past, and I'm trying to like, because you said there was like some more stairs down to like.
There's a metal ladder that descends about 10 feet down to the rocky floor of the kind of tide pool terrarium
That's what I
thing.
care about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this place is cool. Have you guys like checked down here? What is all this stuff? And so I'm like, cool, we fought the thing. I'm gonna go look at the plants.
Yeah, I think
So,
she looks up at the dome sort of for the first time, and she's like, "Are we underwater?"
Yeah, I think we'll just try and be like, well, perhaps you need to do some magic to ascertain whether or not you're underwater. Now, if you would simply, if you give me the time to prepare and you come to the art show, I promise you, I assure you.
She's like squinty with one eye. She's like, "Art show?"
I gave you the card for the art show.
I remember. I just don't know how those two things are connected. This place is, and she looks around, she's like, it's obviously magical, and if we're going to do anything with it, we need to apply some protocol here. You can't hold an art show in a space like this. It'll pollute the...
I'm like already down the ladder, and I'm like, everybody's got rituals, Victoria. Not all of them involve, I don't know, some kind of weight on a string and dust, and I'm like starting to wander and like look at stuff.
It is as she says, and if you were to just work with us instead of at cross purposes, I feel that we might get somewhere more quickly, and we must work quickly in this matter.
She shakes her head. She's like, you have no understanding of proper thaumaturgical processes. You would just get in my way.
Victoria, that is a made-up word from the medieval period.
So you say that she's like made up word. You're made up. She like pushes you.
And I'm like I've like started picking some plants and putting them in my bag.
Yeah.
I go back up and I'm like, are you two fighting?
Yeah, like I think at this point, yeah, like Kaguya is fighting. Like my hair is a mess. Like I'm all disheveled and like out of my element, and I'm just pissed off.
Yeah. I think she pushes you. She's like, you're made up. She pushes you, and she's like, get away from me, homunculus.
I'm just like, I have been doing my best to respect your way of working, and you have shown a complete disregard for mine, for Yori's. You are far too rigid in your way of thinking, and it's going to cause problems for us.
And she shakes her head. She's like, say what you want about not understanding my magic, but like at least that one, and like points to your, at least that one has some kind of thesis about the way that he works. What do you do?
Have you ever asked me for my thesis, Victoria? Have you ever inquired?
She sighs and she's
I
like,
had to make it myself. I know what it is.
she's like, I don't have the tools I need for this anyway. And she like turns and like tries to like turn her back
We're
on me.
having a human conversation to her back. Do you not have the tools for that, Victoria?
Yeah, so as she's walking away, she's just like, fuck you, Kaguya.
Pick up my mic and drop it into my other hand.
So, like, not wanting to change her behavior exactly.
Yes, I was gonna say you won't be able to change, but you can. Yes, this can plant a seed if you want. Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm just like, for God's sake.
Yeah, totally. Because I mean, you can. I think you can tell you have decent empathy, right?
My empathy is 3. It's
Yeah,
high.
it's high. It's high. So you can tell that she's running on adrenaline, right? Like she just had to be like violent and throw fireballs, and it didn't work the first time, and she's like super stressed out, and she's lashing out at you. Yeah,
probably, yeah.
Totally. She'd never admit any of that stuff.
Well, of course not. So yeah, I'm changing methods because I'm like, oh, being nice to her didn't work. I'll try being a bitch back.
Yeah, for real. Okay.
I mean, you're finally picking up on my.
Yeah. Is this manipulation empathy?
Yes, it totally is.
Okay, great.
Let me take a quick look at it. There you go. Let's see. Okay. Let's just say difficulty 6. You're really just trying to kind of plant the seeds of empathy in her. There you go.
All right, I get 4 successes.
Nice. Yeah. I will make a note. So what are you doing? Yeah, Erie, I was gonna ask you, what are you doing during all this?
I liked it better when we used swords to solve our problems.
I did it, and then nobody noticed. I beat up a robot with the stick.
Yeah.
Kaguya is stoked for you, but Victoria was so much
Yeah, you had your big action moment, and then it just turned into like people fighting about stuff and feelings and junk.
I think
calling me a homunculus. God.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to loot the Guardian for a quest item that's going to tell us about it.
Okay. All right. So this would be, I was thinking about looting and how like looting a corpse would like work for your paradigm. If you had matter, you could coincidentally conjure all kinds of shit off of a dead body by just being like, hey, look, $40. Like,
you just crouch down next to it and then stand up and you have more money.
Yeah. You're like, look, I found this.
Yeah, only 1 point in matter though.
I hadn't thought about it before, but Scott Pilgrim is totally the story of like a cabal of mages who all have the same paradigm, and it's video games. And like they just keep doing weird world-altering stuff.
Nemomancers.
Yeah, but like very specifically, just like they life and video games are the same thing. I think it's probably just a Horizon realm where that's true. It just happens to look exactly like Earth.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So instead, what are you doing? Are you just mundanely like examining is it going to be like a intelligence and technology roll, or?
I think it's an intelligence and technology role that's going to assist in data and matter.
Okay. Yeah, totally. That makes sense. Cool. So make that roll, and it'll reduce the next analysis roll with the spell. So let me just jump back to the map here. There we go.
Difficulty 6 on the mundane one. Okay.
Okay, so it reduces it down by 2. You are doing so you were saying a data 1, matter 1.
Yeah, sort of thing.
Okay, so you'll get to be able to make connections about any kind of like data that might be present here if the thing has like some kind of etherite style like hard drive. and then also what it's physically made out of, and how it was crafted. Okay.
Okay. 3. Want this?
And it's coincidental. How are you doing this? What are you? What's the meme? What's the like cultural thing that's like letting you examine the body in some profound way? What's magical about it?
It's looting. It's looking for a specific object that I'm going to find off the body.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like slightly yellow tinged, and I'm going to notice that, and then I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to like be aware once I have it in my hand.
Nice, that's perfect. Yeah, well, and also like you get that thing where like in some games where you the more you encounter or defeat the same creature, the more your little like bestiary fills up about it. So somewhere in a database, there's a picture of this thing or the concept art for this thing with like a bunch of like question marks, and you're like trying to fill in the gaps.
Yeah, it's like Robert's schematic for it, and then
yeah. So it would start at being highest level thing is 1 + 3 down 2 to difficulty of 2.
Yes.
Still gonna fail it.
No, you're
got
good.
No, you did it good.
Well, the funny thing was difficulty of 2. It's like there are weird things at either end of the difficulty scale, but okay, great. So you find the item that draws your attention, the thing that brings you to find it is the glass. Well, there's this glass thing that you broke when you shoved your baton into it last, and that's funny. Trist in chat, Trist says Iori gets, if paradoxes would be that bug where you get stuck in a looting position, you just slide around on one knee for the rest of your life. So you find like a glass container. It's kind of like a kind of jar shaped, like a little longer and flat on the top and bottom. There's a sort of brass like screw top at the top where some tubing runs into it. It's broken now, but there's a residue inside of some kind of like conductive fluid. And this was a storage container. This device was a storage container for whatever it was that was like empowering the thing. What you're looking at, you can tell it was a like a husk for an embodied spirit. So something was drawn from another place and put into this, and then you broke the jar and it got away, but its body fell apart in the process. So you dematerialized the spirit.
Yeah, I turned to Kaguya. I'm like, this had a spirit inside it. I think this was definitely the work of your mentor, well, or someone like him. It just escaped.
Well, they aren't all lucky like me. They don't all get a soul.
Well, I mean, it had it until I beat it up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, in a lot of ways, this thing is like an inverse Kaguya because it's just made to give the spirit something to move around in.
Mm-hmm.
In the physical, like, space.
Yeah, and I think Kaguya will try to, like, explain that distinction to Iori.
I'll get it.
Yeah, and be like, well, you see, because this was just a body for a thing that had none, whereas or things like me, were bodies that weren't supposed to have, and the body was made first. The body came after the spirit.
Huh. So maybe it wasn't your mentor after all. I mean, they seem like opposite ways of working, right?
This could be an early experiment. This is the first step on a long path leading to something like me.
Okay. Well, look, I'm happy for you to be the one who works out what's going on here. You seem to have an idea for it already, and this is all made of brass and glass, and I didn't mean to rhyme. Nothing for me to type on, sort of thing. When were you going to do the show? I mean, next time, or when you need to come back here, maybe I can come with you, and I'll have something a bit more effective, perhaps, than this.
I think we talked about the show being like the next day or something. This was like right before it,
Mhm.
or like pretty late in the game. And so yeah, I'm like, well, it's tomorrow night, and it would mean a lot for me for you to be there, and also the whole idea is that the show will open up the space for you to discover something in it, and Litany and Victoria and Lyric
Okay,
as well.
sure. And I mean, can you make the art exhibition look like it's not going to be weird? I'll be carrying around a 6-foot long sword that weighs like 200 pounds.
That's a big ass. I'm gonna put it out.
Yeah. Can you just like make sure that that's a thing that I can do?
I'm just like, I don't feel that you will need a sword, but it's going to be our kind of crowd, Yori. I'm sure no one will bat an eye if you have a sword with you. They
Okay, that's
expect that
good.
kind of thing of you, and these people have seen you before.
Yeah. Would have been much easier if I hadn't had to use a baton.
I know. I really appreciate you coming to help me. I think I would have died if you had not showed up when you did.
Well, I'm happy that you didn't die. Maybe we should try and think of a way that it's going to be easier for me to be where you need me to be, like nearby you. Because this time I had to track it backwards through the phone, and that was really difficult. But if we made it like or made you like a more familiar beacon or something, like a point for me to teleport to, then I don't know how we do that, but maybe it's something we can look at.
I think I've like
That would be
finished
helpful.
harvesting stuff from the like greenhouse terrarium thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've like climbed back up the ladder with my bag stuffed full of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I like hear this last tail bit of the conversation. I was like, can't you just like put them in Find My Friends or something? Isn't there an app for that?
I guess. I mean,
I have other ways, and I like kind of look at Victoria.
Oh, Victoria's stormed off. She's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's gone. She's
Yeah,
gone.
you climb up. Maybe you look around and notice
I
that she's
climb
gone.
up and I like look around to look at her. I'm like, oh, oh.
Cool. All right. So I guess you all probably you leave the terrarium and head back upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's call her there, and we'll pick up upstairs and see if Victoria's still around next time we play.
cool.
We did a fight. There was swords and magic and hulking out and stuff.
So good.
If only I'd remembered about willpower, I could have really helped.
Helped out so successfully.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go do the thing. Why don't y'all say your goodbyes to our darling audience? Why don't you start, Dave?
Yeah, why don't you vent your disdain for our audience?
They gave you their energy or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was really, really cool. Thank you, everyone. That like has made my week. That was just really cool to see. So everyone, thank you for your energy and your little ASCII guys. That was awesome. There's one person I saw who gave their energy to Victoria because they wanted to kill Steve. I'm not happy with you. Everyone else, that was great. I really enjoyed today. So if you'd like to see more of me, I'm on Twitter at Dave_the_human. Otherwise, you'll pretty much always find me while I'm awake on the Math Squad Discord, which there isn't a command for because this isn't Adam's channel, but whatever, you'll be able to find it. And apart from that, I'm currently working on my first game system, which is something between Blades and Apocalypse World and then some other stuff about playing as high school superhero anime characters and stuff. And it's quite fun. And I'm really hoping to stream more often soon. And I saw that Alex put the link in the chat. Sunday's just not working out, so it might just be a bit more sporadic. But I'm twitch.tv/Orath. That's it. It's me.
Figured it out. You did it. Andrew, tell us about you and your bicycles.
So I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at Commuting Crow. You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/actualfactual. I usually stream on Thursdays. I'm gonna stream for a little bit today, but just like play some games and hang out for a bit. After I get some lunch after this show ends. And then in addition to doing that, I also occasionally stream art stuff and do the other Roll20 show where we play Burning Wheel on Fridays. And what about you, Harry? Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Hillary. I'm as a sparrow on Twitter and often elsewhere. I was talking to friends yesterday, the day before, about when we got our first email addresses, and mine was when I was like 13 or maybe 14, which I still have, which is the same online handle that I still use, which is like me. And Adam's the only person I know who, when I told him, immediately got the reference that it was from. So anyways, I'm on Twitter. I talk about games sometimes. I talk about human stuff most of the time. I also have a smut blog that I've been writing for coming up on 7 years, and I've got a Patreon for that, which is linked in my info thing, patreon.com/McNaughty. And I also write tabletop reviews for Shut Up and Sit Down. I've got a couple like near completed drafts that should be going in and then coming back out soonish. And cool news is that I finally have a computer that's like stable enough that I could get my printer back up and working, which means that the scanner on it is working, which means that hopefully I'm going to start up the little dungeon map Patreon that I promised y'all. So keep your eyes peeled for that in the next few weeks.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming to today's episode. We got to take the mechanics out for a spin in a different direction than usual, so that was kind of cool. More of this every Thursday at 11, and as Andrew said, Burning Wheel tomorrow at 5 o'clock. You can follow me at Skinny Ghost. You can follow Roll20, Roll20 app, both on Twitter, and you can go to roll20.net to start up your own account. Make sure you save the date, June 3rd, Roll20Con, because it's going to be sweet. We started making plans. More specific stuff will be available online for you soon for making plans and signing up for games and doing all that fun stuff. We're going to have some panels. It's going to be badass. There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. If I remember, I'll put it in the Reddit thread, which you can go and check out now, because it's up. Thanks for coming, everybody. More magic next week.
It wasn't about countdown clocks, was it?
I'll post a screenshot of the countdown clocks in that thread.
Great.
Thank you, because someone asked last week. I got to update them. So, yeah, cool. All right. Go forth. Play role-playing games. Thanks for coming, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.